How's it going, everybody? This is Dominic Vincella. I am the Kansas City Chiefs beat writer on SI and the host of the Kansas City Chiefs Insider Podcast. Once again, thank you guys so much for stopping in today. I appreciate it, regardless of when you're listening, watching, / whatever day it is. I appreciate it. So, we've been discussing the offseason and a lot of the moves that the Chiefs have made, whether it be through the draft class or free agency or ranking the free agents. If you want to go see all of those, go check them out to know what I'm talking about. But one area that we haven't touched on is the expiring contracts that are happening. You might have remembered me saying it about certain running backs in the room that have expiring contracts, but there are a slew of Kansas City Chiefs that are in the final year of their contract, whether they signed it years ago or they're on the rookie deal and they're just exceeding the 4 years after this year. But for this video, we're going to dive into 3 players that meet the criteria of either needing to get extended or have to prove something really, really hard to both the Chiefs kingdom and the front office to get them feeling that they are worth extending. So as we know, I'm just going to start off right now. Travis Kelce is not going to be involved in this video. Yes, he is coming to a conclusion of his contract. I do not think that after this year that Travis Kelce will be playing football in the NFL any longer. He's had a terrific career, but I think that his time might be up. Not saying that this year is going to hold him back. I just believe that going forward, instead of restructuring a new contract, you can look back on the years that you had, the championships that you've won, and ride off into the sunset as being one of the greatest tight ends of all time. Sounds pretty good to me. So that just being said, no Travis Kelce talk will be in this, but we will start with an interesting one, which I'm surprised that they haven't extended yet. Trey Smith. So Trey Smith, as we know, he got franchise tagged, which is worth $23.4 million this upcoming season, which just gives them an extra time to give him the pay that he deserves while they're trying to figure out a structured contract. Now, we have heard from general manager Brett Veach that they have postponed the extension talks until after the NFL draft. Likewise, Brett Veach, he brought it up similarly to the 5th-year options of both George Karlaftis and Trent McDuffie. Those have gotten done. So now we're just waiting on, is there going to be an extension for Trey Smith? While the franchise tagging is terrific for the Chiefs as they're continuously looking to get back into the playoffs and hopefully right the wrong that was last season of being embarrassed on the grandest stage. But keeping him around for one extra year at the money that he's making, if he has the kind of production, I don't know what they're waiting for. They can either extend him or they're just going to see what he's got in this season, which makes no sense. But going into the following year, said if he was supposed to be a free agent, his market value per spotrac.com would be at $19.7 million a year, which is less than what he's getting paid for now, which makes me think that if that's the case, perhaps the front office is going to wait a little bit longer into the offseason to extend him to see if they can come to an agreement, right? So Smith has said that he is giving full reign to his agent. He's just going out there to play football. He just lets his agent handle that. That's the big thing for him. But if his agents and the organization can't meet or can't reach a deal beforehand, I think the 2025 season will prove quickly enough that the Chiefs need to extend this guy. I don't see Trey Smith going anywhere, and if they do, I think that'd be a major loss to the franchise. Moving into a different side of the football, the contract of Isaiah Pacheco is coming to an end. Now, as we know, Pacheco is now in a very loaded running back room filled with Kareem Hunt, Elijah Mitchell, Carson Steele, as well as the new draftee, Brashard Smith. Pacheco has shown in the past that he can be a valuable running back. He is currently listed as the number one back on ESPN, but that doesn't mean that they're going to utilize him in the same light that ESPN believes he will be. So his base salary is also going to be 1.1 million, also from spotrack.com. They break down a bunch of the contract situations. Trusted source right there. As we know, he got injured. He had a bad season when he did play. He's got to stay healthy. That's the only way that he's going to be able to create enough momentum and attraction to keep him in Kansas City. He's still relatively young, too much where if he does have a strong season in the first half, maybe he could get traded. But I do think that there is a world where Pacheco is not going anywhere. But it truly just depends on this season. He's got to reflect a season that he had his first year in order to be in the conversation of a longer term contract, as well as he didn't have enough snaps recorded last season to be ranked among the other running backs. As you might have remembered, I often use PFF rankings to see how impactful a player has been on the field, which leads me into the final guy that I feel like no one's talking about. Leo Chanel, linebacker. My gosh. You know, he's a former third round pick to where I think that he's just kind of flown under the radar, right? He's done everything right. He's gone out onto the field and he's been impact regardless of where he is. Last season, this is the real kicker to me where I think that other teams could be very, very interested if they know this, which they often do. Chanel had an 83.6 PFF grade, which placed him well above average, making him the 11th ranked 11th ranked linebacker out of the 189 listed. This guy, that means he was playing like a top 10 linebacker last year, and he's still on a rookie contract. He's making $3.4 million going into this next year. His great skill was against the run defense. He had a 90.2 PFF grade, which is spectacular. Leo Chanel is in a position to where I think that if he wasn't on the roster, his presence would be missed. I think a lot of attention goes to Nick Bolton, but Leo Chanel, he's a playmaker, man. He's a dog out there. This past season and the season before, he's had back-to-back 40 solo tackles, as well as touching 60 in back-to-back season. He had 65. He didn't have as much quarterback sacks last season as he did the year prior, but I do think that with enough time and with the anger that these Chiefs got from the loss, these guys, their stats are going to be through the roof should they be able to all stay healthy and want to go out there and prove a point that they're still the team to beat. That being said, those are the three guys that fit the criteria, at least in the ones that I just set forward. Just to remind you, Trey Smith, Isaiah Pacheco, and Leo Chanel, they are all in final year contracts. Trey Smith could get extended. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens beforehand of the start of the season. Pacheco needs to prove that he is still valuable to use in the ground game. And Leo Chanel, he just got to keep on doing what he's doing in order to earn that bag. That being said, as you can see on the ticker down below. You can follow me on X at Dom Minchella. I post and repost every single day. You could also follow the account of at KC Chiefs on SI. All of our posts get uploaded to that every single day. We would love to hear from you guys. We hope that you guys are enjoying all the free content as well as we are covering it as we all get closer and closer to the 2025 campaign. Remember, guys, be kind to one another, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.